doing at the beginning of the vlog. I'm actually filming it after I've closed the vlog. I got to thinking after I signed off of the vlog, I did 3 little clips I posted up on Instagram and Facebook of the 3 different mechs. I want to include those in this vlog. So if you've been paying attention to either my Instagram account or the Facebook account, you may have already seen that footage. It's the footage of the 3 different mechs. So bear with me. Well, hey there. Let's see what time it is. It's almost 1 o'clock, so I'm going to say good afternoon. I don't know if it's good where you are or not. Uploaded the vlog for the scrying bowl this morning. I'm not sure what the date is. I think it's the 16th of August. I've been out here in the shop for a while. Just got done running an errand. Before we get into this prop vlog, I did a footnote at the end of the last vlog. Want to give it again at the beginning of this vlog. This vlog is going to be the very last prop building vlog for the 2022 season. After I get this uploaded, there will be no more vlogs or videos up, I'm thinking, until we start setting up the hunt. Then we'll be going into our daily vlog mode, like we have for, what, the last 10 years, I think it is. So, yeah, it all depends on how long it takes for me to do this project. I'm thinking it should be a quick project, but every time I think that, it ends up taking longer. But just so you know, this is the last official prop build vlog for the season. 2022 season. Now, we are going to be continuing on with our gypsy theme. Earlier in the year, I did the heads on the plaques. Last vlog, we did the scrying bowl. Now, if you remember, if you've seen the walkthrough videos of my hunt, I have a round table. That is going bye-bye. No more round table. We're doing a totally brand new table that's going to have some built-in props on it. It's going to be a prop table, I guess you could call it. But I hit Ace and Home Depot and dug through a lot of my spare parts and stuff. I've got a windshield wiper motor, a reindeer motor, and a pneumatic cylinder. They're going to be running 3 different props on that table. They're going to be mounted permanently to the table. Also got some door guides, some stripping fluid, and some wood stain. And yesterday we went out. I was looking for part of this project. We were out at a thrift store. Now my intent was I was going to build a brand new table. And we hit Home Depot, and I'm checking prices down there on lumber and everything. Would have ran me about $300 to buy enough wood to build the table I wanted to build. Around $300, $350. Well, while we were down at the thrift store looking for something else, I found this. And the center leaf is actually permanently attached. It just folds up inside, and then you slide the thing shut, make a smaller table out of it. And it's got a cabinet door down there. So we spent, what was it? $68 is what it ended up coming to for this, versus buying over $300 in lumber and building my own. And this is way more sturdier built than what, I could have made. So we went ahead and bought that. The things that we were looking for was part of the props. The drawer slides, I'm going to use one of them. I want to mount it here underneath, attached to a windshield wiper motor. And I'm going to have I got to cut a slot in the table. We're going to have a pin coming up through, and I'm going to have a T-service, silver T-service, or silver plated, attached to it, and we're going to have it sliding back and forth across the table. Now the pneumatic cylinder I showed you just a second ago is going in over here. We bought a second T-service, and I don't know if I'm just going to do goblets or if we're going to put something else on, more T-service stuff on it. But we're going to mount it here with the air cylinder sticking up, so the whole tray will lift up and down. So we'll have an up and down motion and a side by side motion. And then we got a cubby down there, and Suanne and I were talking about today. I'm going to try to rig that door up so it'll open and close on a reindeer motor, and we're going to put a head with a mask or something on. You know, we'll put something in there. You don't have it lit up. So the table will be doing 3 different things. We'll have a tray sliding back side to side, another tray going up and down, and the door opening and closing. Past that, I'm going to go through here. We also bought some new stain and some stripping fluid, and we're going to go over the table and strip it and and restain it. So, but I gotta get everything kind of figured out. But that's what this project's going to be. Right now, I am going to go get some lunch, and then we're going to get back out here. I got to start taking that table apart so I can get it into my shop and do what I need to do with it. Well, we got a little ways on the project yesterday. I was able to get the tabletop off, which ended up being fairly easy. Got it in here into the shop. And then last night, or later in the day yesterday, after cooling off a bit, I got out here. We got our windshield wiper motor, and that's pretty much right where it's going to go. And I got this bar fabricated as part of the linkage. I need to cut another piece to go from here down to the slider. Right now, I'm just trying to mock up both this piece and this piece. And then I got to come through and get them attached, cut slots, what have you. And that doesn't belong there. That's garbage. That's off. The drawer slider. Now the drawer slider I'm using, they come in a set of 2. And you're getting a good look at the roof, aren't you? Huh? Ain't much up there. I got part of my 12-foot skelly up there. But it's basically a drawer slider. This is a 12-inch long one. I would have preferred to get a 10-inch, but they didn't carry a 10-inch long drawer slider, so I ended up buying a 12-inch drawer slider. Now I'm going to have to do some fabrication work on this as well, or I should say on that one there. I'm going to have to cut a slot in the back of it here to allow a bolt that will be attached to this part here to stick through. And that will stick through the table, and that's what we'll mount our prop to. And then I'm also going to have to drill another hole here to allow me to hook it up to the motor, so the motor will push it in and out. And that's kind of what I'm working on today, and it's slow process, trial and error. So, but my main goal today is to get the motor attached, the slider attached, and everything fabricated between the two, and hopefully get the slot cut into the table as well. Hopefully. Whether we're going to make it that far or not, I don't know. Well, there you go. And I got my hand over here because I don't have the track in place. But basically that's the movement I'm going to get. There's about 9 inches of play in it. And what we're going to do here, and it's going to go all over the place because I stopped holding it. But what I need to do is right where that divot is there, I got to drill a hole to put a bolt through that will pass through the table to hold the item I'm going to mount to it. And what I want to do is when I mount the item to the screw that's going there, when this thing's turned on, that item will slide back and forth on the table. Now it was kind of fun, figuring out the linkage. This part here I kind of oversized a little bit. I could have shrunk it down a little bit more. I had to bump it up so it would clear the bolt there on the windshield wiper. And I kind of oversized it a bit. But it's good. It works. And we ran a bolt. Here, get up here with this one here. There's 3 pieces to this drawer slide. And all I ended up doing was drilling a hole through those 2 pieces and then mounting the bolt. So both pieces are stuck together. They won't slide no more. Then I ran into another problem. The way I intended to have it was about like that. And you notice the divot there. it would have put the item more toward the center of the table. I didn't want it on the center of the table because we have another prop that goes up there in the back. So I put it here. But to get this drawer slide to do what I needed to do, after talking with Sue a little bit, and I started messing with it, figured if I ruined that one, I had this one as a backup, because when you buy these, you get two of them. But there's a metal stop there, right underneath that white foam piece. I took that stop out and bent the tab over, and that allows it to slide both ways. The only problem is when you slide it this way, it will come all the way apart if you aren't careful. And I'm not going to have that much movement in it, so I'm not overly worried about it. But we're almost there. We're making progress on it. Now I've got to take and figure out where I want to mount the bottom piece, this piece here, on the table. And I got to figure out where that divot lands on that plate. And I got to cut a groove in the plate and then cut a groove in the table, and then attach a screw to this part here so it will slide in that groove. Well, we made some progress yesterday. We got the motor mounted and the linkage ram for it. Also got the slide attached. And I got the PMW, pulse width modulator. It's basically a switch. I've got in the off mode now. But turn it on and then it does that. It has two functions basically. By turning the knob you can adjust the speed. That's full blast there. And I have it set for 12 volt. But what this allows you to do is keep it at 12 volts so you have the torque and the power. But it allows you to adjust the speed for what you need. So that's why I have it on there. And I like the fact that I can adjust the speed to it as well. But now I need, in fact I haven't gotten any out yet. Here we go. This bolt, I'll turn that to the off mode, goes in there. I need to flip the table over and mount that so it's in there permanently so it doesn't fall out. That is what the tray is going to attach to slide across the table. So I've got to do that, get the tray out here, get it mounted, test it, and then we can start over on the other side with the pneumatic cylinder for the other part of it. But with that in there, it just slides back and forth in a groove I've already cut in the table, and you'll get a better look at that here in a little bit. So, anyway, get that bolt in, get the tray in today, and then figure out where I'm putting the pneumatic. And hopefully get that in today too. Now, we're just getting ready to mount the tray, and I figure, well, I better give you a shot of the slot with the bolt on it. But there we go, and that's all it does, just slides back and forth. And when the tray's added to it, the whole tray will slide back and forth on the table, and the notch is covered because of the size of the tray. Okay, there we go. We got both. I got this one done today. That one I finished up today. This one here, I need to make an adjustment on it though. These cots are very top heavy, and with the motion going up and down, they're dancing all over the place. And when Sue Ann was out here, they're actually falling over. I need to figure out some way of securing them to the platter. And what I'm thinking, and Sue Ann does not like the idea of, was drilling a hole through the lip of the cup, through the tray, and just attaching them with a bolt. We were talking about using glue, but like hot glue, it doesn't stick to metal all that well. Neither does any of the glues I know of. Really are really good for bonding metal to metal. And that's how I want to weld it on. And I really don't want to weld So I'm leaning more toward doing the screw idea. And to do that, I'm going to have to take the plate off loose so I can manipulate it and everything. But other than that, I got the pneumatic and the motor driven parts of this piece done. So this piece tomorrow I can clean up in here after I get the cups attached, and we'll get this refurnished. We'll strip it and put a new coat of stain and stuff on it. Well, good morning to you. It's Friday morning, about 7:30 in the morning. I'm out mowing grass, taking a breather at the moment. It's already 80 degrees here. It's supposed to be up over 100. I showed you the plate working yesterday, but I did not have the cups mounted down. I do now. I went and drilled a hole through the base of the goblet and through the plate, and just ran a screw back. That was enough to, just tighten it down, and they hold into place. So now the thing goes up and down without the glasses falling over or wiggling. So now, our next step, which I'll be doing a little bit later today, after I'm done with the yard work and other miscellaneous Friday errands I have to do, is we got to get the tray over there off, get the cups and tray off here, and we are going to start stripping the old paint off, and we're going to re-stain it and then put a good healthy layer of clear coat over the top of it, since this is going to be sitting outside for a month or two at a time. It's time to come in and start getting things cleaned up and giving it a clean slate. I just got done stripping the top. I still have the edge and the skirting to do, and I need to flip it over to do that. I'm going to do it tomorrow. It's just a little over 90 degrees out here. I'm sweating buckets. Now what I'm doing or using is I went down to Home Depot and picked up some Clean Stripper. It's one of their brands, I do believe. And it's kind of a liquid. Kind of a thickish liquid. You put it on, supposed to wait 15 minutes, and then you take a scraper and scrape it. Scrape it off. Problem is with it over 90 degrees out here, I can start down here applying it. Time I get down here, I can come right back up and start scraping. And it's taking it off. It took 2 coats on here to get as much of the stain off as I could. Then I took my little oscillating sander with some, let's see, what is that? 80 grit sandpaper, and went over the top of it, and this is the end result. So that's pretty much done, ready for stain. I just got to get the lip and that skirting done. I ain't doing it today. It's too goddamn hot. I'm going in. Tomorrow is a partial work day. I'm hoping tomorrow afternoon to get out here. We'll get this flipped over and we'll get that edging and the skirting done, and then Monday we can stain this and then get started on the bottom, hopefully. Well, we got the table upside down again. I just got done doing this piece, this lip, and the front fascia. It was just easier to do it upside down. The table's top has already been done as far as stripping. Now, I skipped several steps in the stripping process. First step is you put the stripping fluid on several times, and then take a putty knife over it, scrape it off. And you do it to get the majority of the guck off. But there's always spots like right down here in this corner where you can't really get to it with a putty knife without gouging the wood. Now my mom, when she was stripping furniture back when I was a kid, would put some of the stripping compound into that groove and take steel wool through there to get that guck out, and on any cracks or seams or decorative work or what have you. And it works good that way. I chose not to do it. Just another step I'm just skipping over. It's for Halloween, not for the house. If it was something that was going to be in our kitchen as a kitchen table, yeah, I would pay attention to those type of details. Another thing I did is I used my orbital sander after we were done stripping it to go over it and get the rest of the guck off. I used 80 grit paper, and the whole thing's been done in 80 grit paper. I should technically now put either some 40 grit or 60 grit into that thing and go over it again, and it just kind of smooths it out a little bit more, you know, before applying stain. So, but for right now, I'm skipping all that. I don't care because it's Halloween. I am going to stain it and then probably, and I'm saying probably because I don't know if I'll have time to, clear coat it afterwards to help protect it a little bit more. But I am going to be using Varathane. And the color we're using is Gunstock. I kind of like that shade. So we're going to do the whole thing, the base and the top, in this. Now it's Saturday. I had work this morning. I had to go pick up produce for the farmer's market tomorrow. And then I had paperwork to do. And I came out. I think what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to get this whole thing, both the side, flip it over and do the top, stained today. And then you can sit all day tomorrow and bake out here because it's supposed to be up in the 90s, which means the shop's going to be around 90, up in the upper 90s to low hundreds. So it will bake. And then Monday we'll come in, we'll move it off to the side, and we'll bring the bottom section of the table in, and we'll get to work on that. Well, welcome to Monday. And it's not a very good Monday. Had some work problems on the way home. My truck broke down last night, about 20 miles from home. We ended up having to have it towed to the garage. And I went out this morning. We have a secondary car that we use when my truck, which is the main vehicle, is in the shop. It hasn't been ran since January. Battery's dead as a doornail. So I'm effectively stranded at home, which is a good thing because then I'm saving money. I'm not running around buying things. But we're back in the shop. I'm going to keep working on the table. But we got it all stained. And I think it came out looking okay. It still needs a clear coat, but I'll do that after I get a truck back because I got to go down and get the clear coat. But after we get the base done, which is what we're getting ready to start on next. I just got to get this thing out of the way. Okay, third and final mechanism complete. Now what I'm using is a reindeer motor, which is mounted underneath with the fitting sticking up through the table, or the box, or whatever you want to call it. And then I did my linkage off of that over to an eye bolt on the door. And then as people walk by, they're going to see that door opening and closing. And the styrofoam head on the inside, we're going to put a mask on it, and I think I'm going to hardwire a couple LED lights in there. We're thinking some flickering green, a flickering green and a flickering blue in the corners up here, shining down on the head to give it kind of a creepy feel. So with that, all the mechanisms are in. We got the door, we got the popper, and we got the slider. All done. Now the only thing I really have left to do is I got to strip and restain this, and then I got to clear coat it. I'm also going to take the linkage off. I'm going to have to in order to do the stripping anyway. And we're going to spray the linkage all black, so it, it blends in. If I leave it the color it is, it's going to show up like a sore thumb. But here we go. Now we're into stripping. Welcome to Wednesday. I really haven't done much other than mess with the mech. I was going to come out here today, get the mech taken off, and get the doors off so I could start stripping. What was bugging me was this here, this little eye hook. I had it attached where the L bracket was, and it was getting some binding a little bit. The rod was sliding around on the eye bolt and binding up slightly. So I got to thinking, why not just use a little L bracket? And it's working just as intended. Now the door doesn't shut all the way. It doesn't need to. We just need the door to block the view of the head, which it does. Now I can set this so it can open all the way or have it close all the way. I can't have it do both with this setup. So, but this is working just fine, I think. Now, my next step, I gotta get the head out, the linkages off, the doors and all that, and we're gonna start stripping and staining, guys. You ready to take those clothes off? It's time to strip. Well, welcome to Thursday. It's a little bit after 3. It's about 95, 96 degrees out here. So my old Ram is sitting here dripping. And you can tell from my shirt it looks wet. We got out here yesterday, got the base, the doors, and the top, which goes here, the shelf, I guess, or the top of the storage compartment, stripped. Today we sanded, and I just got done literally staining those 3 pieces. That we did last week, the tabletop over there. Now I am going to call it quits out here for the day. With as hot as it is, I could probably come back out in about 2 hours and it would be dry enough I could clear coat. But I'm going to let it sit overnight, let things dry really good. And then tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow morning, if I can get myself motivated, in other words, get my butt out of bed and dressed and all that, I'll get out here tomorrow morning. We'll get everything clear coated. All the pieces, including the tabletop, give them a good healthy clear coat, let them dry for a couple hours, and then late tomorrow afternoon, we'll come in and start reassembling everything and buttoning the project up. If I don't get to that point, we'll at least get it clear coated tomorrow, and then it will be Saturday for reassembly. Either one works. I'm ahead of the game. Well, it's the next day. We made a lot of progress. Everything has been stained. Everything is clear coated. Now we're to the point of final assembly. We got to start getting this all back together, getting everything hooked up, making sure everything works. I ran into a problem. The head that goes on that wood dowel down there. I was going to mount a flickering green and a flickering blue in there, one on each side of the head. I went to get them out. They're in my basement storage locker. And I was thinking they were right down at the end where I could easily get to them. They weren't. They're buried clear back in the back of the locker, and I'd have to unload the whole locker in order to get to them. I ain't doing it. I don't need that type of chaos right now. What I did have close at hand was some green spots. So we're going to light the head up with green spots. And if later down the road I don't like it with just green and I want the flickers, I can swap them out. So no big problem. So for right now, we are going to get to the point, we're going to get this back off the table so we can get that up there, because that's going to require most of the work. All the wiring and stuff for that is done. I just got to run everything to power and air and it's ready to go. But I haven't done anything with that yet, so we're going to get started on that first and get it all back together. Which means getting all the wiring done in there, getting the lid on, getting the doors on, getting the linkages set, what have you. Okay, we're about ready to close the box up. I got my lighting in. I'm just using 2 spots. And I ran the wire across and then down through the bottom and out so we can hook it up to power. Got the foam head in. And as you can see, the lights are hitting right about where the eyes are for now. We'll re-aim them later. I did have one problem, and that was with the motor, reindeer motor. The gears inside of it are just plastic, and I ended up stripping them, putting this back on. So I ended up having to replace the motor. But we got all that done. Now it's time to take that top and get the top on. And yes, this segment is being brought to you with music because I forgot to turn it off. So YouTube's probably going to have a hell of a good time with it when I upload this vlog. Well, work is completed. Prop is done. And there we go. We got everything in, and you'll notice nothing is working. That's because I don't have it hooked up to power, and I'm not going to hook it up to power for this vlog. You guys hold on for 24 hours, and I'll have a short daytime only reveal footage of everything running. The door working, the tray of cups popping up and down, and the tea server sliding back and forth. And we'll have everything up and working. But for now, we're pretty much done. Now, one that I did want to bring up is this tray. When I originally got the mech done and we did some test runs, I was noticing the tray was leaving some black streaks on the table after it ran a while. That's because the tray was rubbing on the table. So what I've gone and done is I went and got some of those little round felt pads like you put on the bottom of the chairs, and I put a bunch along the bottom of it, bottom of the tray, and then put that on. That will prevent that and will allow the tray to slide easier, I hope, because I haven't tested it since. So, but everything is up and working. And like I said, give it 24 hours. I'm literally going to start shooting the reveal video here as soon as I get done with this segment. Getting it powered up and everything. But the reveal video will be up in 24 hours after this vlog goes up. And then there will be no more videos until September 5th or September 6th. That's when we start setup vlogs. And then there'll be a daily vlog every day until the hunt's set up. So stay tuned. Stay spooky. Stay toxic.